Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here, welcome. If you are new here and you never seen my videos, I do talk about missing children. So today I have a new case. Today we're going to be talking about Sofia Juarez, a beautiful little girl that went missing. Yeah, so go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload, because I still am trying to get myself a new place. I'm working on trying to get myself a new place for me and my daughter. Right now I am staying with my mom and my dad, which is really not a good thing for me. Personally, I do have problems going on with them, and and with my mental health and everything, it's just not working out for me. So I am trying to find a place for me and my daughter. So I'm still not constantly posting the days I want to post, which is on Mondays and Friday. So as soon as I get that, and pray to God that I do find a place for me and my daughter and I get my own place and stuff, I should be posting Mondays and Friday. But for right now, I'm just getting these videos out as much as I can whenever I can, meaning if I'm by myself. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me take my glasses off. Sorry about my hair, guys. I did my hair, I washed my hair and everything, and it decided to rain these couple of days in Houston, and I had just not been feeling good with my mental health. Like I said, I just haven't been myself. And I know you may be thinking, then why are you doing a video? Especially these type of videos. I love doing it. I love doing it. So like I said, when I'm back to being consistent on posting Mondays and Fridays, then but because I am not being consistent, I'm trying to post these videos and get them out there. This is something that I love. I love doing this. I love talking about these missing children, and I love getting this video out so people could know that these children are still missing, and hopefully somebody watches my videos and see, oh my God, I know this little girl, or something. Anything that will help the family get answers of what happened to their loved ones. So let's go ahead and get started. So Sofia Juarez was born February the 13th of 1998. It was a 4-year-old American child who disappeared in Kennewick, Washington in 2003. Her case involved the first use of Amber Alert in the state of Washington. As of 2023, Sofia's whereabouts and the circumstances of her disappearing remains unknown. Y'all, if y'all go look at this case and y'all look at her pictures, this little girl is one of the beautiful little girl I've ever seen in my life. Mind you, I have a daughter, but her smile, her eyes, the picture that they have of her, oh my God, y'all go search her name, because trust me when I tell you, y'all gonna fall in love with her. And I do with every kid, don't get me wrong, but her smile and her, just by looking at her picture, it makes me think of her personality. Was she sassy? Was she steal the room with her smile? And just looking at her, I feel like that's the type of person she was. So Sofia lived in a house on the 100 block of East 5th Avenue in East Kennewick, Washington. She lived with her mother, Maria, and her grandmother, Ignacia, her grandmother boyfriend, Jose, and his 6 aunts and uncles. Sofia's family was original from Mexico, and at the time of the disappearance, Maria Juarez was 20 years old. Juarez's father, Andres Gutierrez Albarn, had no connect with the Juarez family and denied being Sofia's father. Sofia's grandfather, Jose Luis Juarez, did not live at the residence, but would join the family shortly after her disappearance. Sofia was 4 years old, and at the time of her disappearance, she was celebrating her 5th birthday the next day. She has dark hair and brown eyes with a mole under her eye and birthmark in her lower back. At the time of her disappearance, she stood 3 feet tall, weighed 33 pounds, and was missing her 4th upper front teeth. She also had piercing ears. Sofia disappeared shortly after 8 p.m. on Tuesday, February the 14th of 2003, one day before her 5th birthday. She was at home with her mother playing with some of her younger uncles. Jose Lopez Torres, her grandmother, boyfriend, was preparing to leave for a nearby convenience store and had asked the children if they wanted to join him. Although the other refused, Sofia decided to take him up on the offer at the last minute. Torres, however, was not aware she had changed her mind and left the house without Sofia. Around this time, Sofia asked her mother for $1 to spend in the store. Maria watched Sofia leave the room and heard her close the door as she left the house. The last confirming sighting of Sofia was by her mother when Sofia left the house that evening. When she left the house, Sofia wore a red long-sleeve t-shirt, blue overalls, violet socks with Converse sneakers, and gold hooping earrings. Although temperature outside was roughly 36 Fahrenheit, she left the house without a coat. After arriving at the store, Torres purchased milk and made a call from a payphone to relatives in Mexico before returning home at 21:45. I want to say, I don't know what time that is, but, and yeah, I remember back then when, like, especially if you didn't have a cell phone or anything and you bought, like, those cars where you could, like, call, collect to, like, your home country. I remember doing that, having to stop. Just imagine doing it in the cold weather, calling your family in a payphone because it's so cold. She left the house without okay. Back at the house, he and Maria became aware of the miscommunication and that Sofia had nonetheless left the house to join him. After quickly searching for her daughter, Maria contacted the police. Intentional interviews with the family members were conducted. Up to the 7 different patrols officers began searching Sofia's house, yard, the family vehicles, neighborhood, properties, playgrounds, parks, school businesses, fields, and vacant lots. The search radius was eventually increased to a 3 miles radius around Sofia's neighborhood. The police arrived within 3 minutes of receiving the call about Sofia's disappearance. Police were able to find circumstances of the report, particularly the time of the night she disappeared, weather condition, and Juarez's age. The consequences made it appear unlikely that she had wandered off or was hiding. It was quickly ruled out that Sofia was missing as a result of her injury or becoming lost. Her case was immediately taken as likely child abduction. Within an hour, the publicly of Sofia's disappearance was broadcast by the media. Dozens of private citizens responded that night to assist the search for Sofia. Citizens were teamed up with the police officers to create multiple search teams. Synthetic cordon search were conducted and extended as more resource information became available. Night vision and the thermal images device were used. Dumpsters, residents' garbage cans were searched. Over the 3 days after Sofia's disappearance, hundreds of citizens volunteered guide police in the search. Within an hour of reporting of Sofia's disappearance, the FBI was called and arrived to conduct a joint abductor-child investigation with the Kennewick Police Department. Within hours, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children was notified and case manager were assisted. Washington State first Amber Alert was issued and in effect for 36 hours. Sofia was entered into the Washington State and National Crime Information Center database as a missing endangered person. Original attempt to locate telepaths were sent to law enforcement agency, Washington, Oregon, Ohio, California, Nevada, Alaska, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. By the next morning after Sofia disappeared, an extensive management team was established to assist with overnight and support for search operations. Over the next 3 days, over 500 police officers, FBI agents, and dive and rescue members, incident management team personnel, and civilian volunteer members became involved in the search for Sofia. Fixing winging aircraft and helicopters, equipping with the special thermal image device, search waterways, neighborhoods, and remote areas. Sheriff patrol boats and the Coast Guard search nearly rivers. City crews search SWAT systems. King County search and rescue caver sense dog teams were used in several occasions. Flyers were widely distributed to schools and businesses seeking information on Sofia. The Federal Order of Police offered a 5,000 rewards for information, and Sofia's Crime Stopper also offered a 1,000 reward. As search were being conducted to locate Sofia and evidence of her disappearance, the Academy Police Department FBI jointly investigate the police abduction of Sofia's investigator were caught in the night she disappeared. Surrounding law enforcement agencies contribute investigators to aid in the criminal investigation. The FBI and foreign management system was utilized to document and investigate tips and leads. Ultimately, over 100 tips and leads were provided investigating. The FBI Evidence Response Team and Washington State Patrol Crime Scenes Response Team aid and the review and collection of possible evidence to pursue to multiple search warrants and homes and vehicles. Family members, friends, Sofia's biological father, and others were located investigating over 150 sex offenders living in Kinwiki or outside the immediate area, were either search, contact, or investigating for possible links to Sofia. Over 144 out of the area report sighting of Sofia was investigated per resignation. Traps and trace were placed on telephone. Telephone records were obtained pursuant to opens and or search warrants. Multiple residents and vehicles were searched. Persons of interest were identified and investigated. As of October 2021, nobody has been charged in regard to Sofia's disappearance. A DNA profile for Sofia was created and is entered to the FBI National Combined DNA Inc. system, CODIS. Her DNA profile is particularly compared against identified persons, remains local throughout the country. The NCMEC has provided a particular age progression image of what Sofia may look like. They maintain a poster of Sofia on their website. On February the 8th, police searched 3 residents in community in Berkben with police dogs. The Berkben home belonged to the mother of murdered Jeremy Vegas Swati, who objected to police searching her home and claimed detectives were attempting to pursue her and her son into admitting to an attack on Juarez. A 4th home was searched 3 days later after the man who lived there made a suspicious comment about the disappearance in a sexual expletive phone call to a stranger. Police later determined he had no connection to the case, but charged him with telephone harassment. For the first 45 days after Juarez was reported missing, the entire Kimberly Police Department was focused on solving her case, as were agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. At least 4 detectives served as lead investigator in the case in the first 8 years of the investigation. According to police, the role of lead investigator is assigned to a different person every year to bring new perspectives in the forefront. A candidate vigil in March was held for Juarez on February 11th of 2003, 1 week after the disappearance. The vigil began at the Juarez home and saw 300 people march from the house to St. Joseph Church. By the 3rd week of the search for Sofia, the Juarez family had removed the public memorial establishment outside their home. On March 1st of 2003, NACRA racer Damon Luke, a graduate of Kimberly High School, participated in the Bush series to race with a 50-inch photo of Juarez emblazoned on his car trunk. Luke's the Tommy Blending Racing had announced that they would donate the space 7 days in the search of Juarez for fleeting sponsorship review in the hopes that it would raise awareness for her case. Juarez's case was featured on America's Most Wanted less than 3 weeks after she had vanished. The intentionally podcast generated a phone tips from a far field as New York. She was also featured on sequence episodes on September 23, 2003 and March 2004. Juarez had been featured in 2 campaigns to raise the public profile missing persons in Washington using similar trail trucks as mobile billboards. The first was carried out with the company Gordon Trucking, the Homeward Bound, an awareness campaign, a collaborating effort between the Washington State Patrol, Missing Undefined Persons Unit, and Kingway Transportation. available trucks here in Juarez Lightnings on February 4th of 2021. The trucks showcase details of the case, such as Juarez as they traveled through the Pacific Northwest and beyond. In her homeward bound poster, a photo of Juarez at the age 4 appears into an age process photo of how she had may looked at age 17. Her missing poster had been exhibiting at Times Square, New York City, and at the annual Benton Frank Fair and Rodeo in Kentucky. In March 2021, the Kentucky Police Department created a website devoted solely to Sofia's disappearance. It's described how Sofia disappeared impacted the community, adding Sofia's with a beacon of sunshine who had a bright and innocent life stolen from her. Her family and friends and community had lived under a dark cloud since she was taken from us. Sofia was and still loved by all who knew her. In late 2007 or early in 2008, Maria Juarez moved to California. In mid-2008, she gave birth to another child. Maria Juarez died in Sacramento on January 10, 2009 from medical complications. Nearly 6 years after her daughter's disappearance, she was cremated on February 16th, and her funeral procession carried her ashes from the corner of East 5th Avenue and Washington Street to Joseph Church. The same route followed by February 2003 candidate Virgil for her daughter. In statement that to the media after her death, Maria's family stated that she had never given up hope Sofia would eventually be found. And in 2015, Kimberly Police Chief Ken Holmberg asked retired Richard Police Captain Airward to review 9 cold cases from the area. Juarez disappear is one of the cases Warren has looked into, and as of February 21st, he was the lead investigator. A new police effort to further the investigation was launched in December 2020. According to police, their case file on the Juarez case is more than 20,000 pages long. In March 2021, the Kentucky Police Department created a website dedicated exclusively to Sofia's disappearance. It's defined that Sofia disappeared left a deep and lasting scar on her family, friends, and community. The person who took Sofia from her family likely discussed their involvement or knowledge of Sofia with others. At the time Sofia disappeared, the abductor may have been a reason to be in the area of East 15th Avenue and Washington Street immediately following her disappearance. The involved person usually behavior may have changed, such as missing appointments, difficulty sleeping, or change in alcohol and or drug consumption. Relationship change over time. Illness owned no longer exists. If you know something, it's not okay to say something. Too much time has passed. If you have information about this person who took Sofia from our community, no matter how significant you may think this information is now the time to connect us. The website has tip page where anonymous information can be left. The website is also addressed to those who were involved. If you were involved, it's important you know that we will not stop until we bring closure to Sofia's family and her community, regardless of how long it takes. Relationships you've had with others change over time. Illness that others may have once had to see you are now different. They know about your involvement, or at the very least are suspicious that you may be involved. This event has had a marked effect on your life. You have been looking over your shoulder since 2003. You may have trouble sleeping, maintaining employment, and or changing your competition of alcohol and or drugs. Each tip brings us closer to you. It's time to relieve this heavy burden that you have cried. It's time to help yourself. We encourage you to connect us. In May 2020, a video on a TikTok was published with a 22-year-old woman who resembled age progressing images of Sofia, leading to King Police to open an investigation into the video. In August 2021, the Vanish podcast released an episode on Sofia's story, including interviews with the original and current investigation and update on the TikTok lead. In June 2021, the police released a suspect description of the person and vehicle they believe was involved in Sofia's abduction. Highly credible witness observed a Hispanic juvenile male estimated to be 11 to 14 years old at the time, as of 2021, believed to be about 20 to 32 years old at age. Light complexion, about 5 to 5'2" at the time. Chubby appearance, based primarily upon facial features, having a baby face with a possible mark on a cheek, dark short wavy hair, and possibly big hands. For a person this age, the suspect encountered Sofia and led her towards a van. She cried and he laughed. Stuff like that just pisses me off, but okay. Then van was light color, older 1970 to early 1980s type of full-size panel van with no side windows. The vehicle was accompanied and stopped in the roadway at the next side street. Police believe the van and the suspect are likely associated. A Kenyan couple has very generously offered 10,000 reward for information leading to the discovery of Sofia's whereabouts. Tips can be provided on Sofia's website. So these are the theories that people have and the detective have and people in the family, the community have. So let me know what you think. Police believe Sofia intended to follow her grandmother boyfriend to the store after realizing that he had left with her. Although it was located only a few blocks from home, Sofia never arrived at the store. Video surveillance taken from the store confirmed that Torres' vision of events was accurate. Keenweed Police Chief Mark told the media in 2003, everyone and one is person of interest. In 2011, interviewed police detective Sergeant Randy said he believes Juarez was still alive. My gut is that she's alive. If she is deceased, we'll have find her remains. In 2013, Kane later told media, we don't have any evidence that she's still alive. We don't have any evidence that she's still not alive. Pieces of skull were discovered by a farmer in a field south of Eastville on August 12, 2006, after fire destroyed a patch of West High wheat in which had observed the bones. The file had previously been searched in 2003 after Juarez's disappearance and began in 2004 following the disappearance of 11-year-old Cody Haynes. The remains were sent to King County Medical Examiner Office to be tested, but the results were inconclusive. And in 2007, radiocarbon dating revealed that the skull fragments were at least 600 years old and could have belonged to Juarez or Haynes. I'm confused. In 2011, police detective was Gator, the lead investigator in the case, told media that he was working with the Long Beach Police Department to investigate a tip which suggests a teenager named Sofia Juarez of a similar age had been found on Facebook living in Long Beach, California. It was eliminated, found that this was not the same girl who had disappeared in 2003. Since Sofia's disappearance, over 225 leads have been provided to police about alleged drug user in a vehicle having accidentally hit Sofia, with the vehicle transporting her from the scene to a remote location where she was killed and buried. Various name and vehicle description had been provided. Police continued to investigate all leads. Juarez's father, who had never had a relationship with Sofia, was corroborated with the investigator. He was ruled out as a suspect within 48 hours of her disappearance, providing a verified alibi to police. Sofia's mother, Maria Juarez, claimed that after the disappearance that her daughter was shy and wouldn't have gone with any stranger willingly. Maria Juarez believed that Sofia would have only have gone away willingly with somebody she was familiar with. Investigators have looked into the possibility that Sofia was abducted by a stranger and murdered and may remain alive but had held against her will. And that is the sad story of Sofia. I always like to give y'all what I think about the case and just give you my opinion. Mind you, these are my opinion. Y'all may think different. I feel like it had to be somebody she knew. Her mom said she was really shy and she would not just go willingly with anybody. I remember my parents always telling us, if you see a white van with no mirrors, walk the other way around. Just turn around and walk. And still to this day, I do that. Every time I see a white van and it doesn't have no mirrors, I go the other way. I feel like it had to be somebody that she knew. And I want to say this because, like her mom said, she was really shy. I don't know if they question Sofia's friends. Yeah, she was only 4. But I don't know how it was in the neighborhood she left. I mean, she was living in. I'm suggesting she had a lot of friends from school that lived in that same neighborhood as her. Did they question, friends that went to school with Sofia? Did they talk to anybody at school, her teachers? I mean, something. I wouldn't be able to tell you because they didn't say that, but I'm hoping they did. I'm hoping that they were able to speak to her friends or speak to her teachers just to see if something weird happened, or if they came across someone acting different, or someone that, neighborhood always have that one person that is like the whole neighborhood tries to stay away from that person because it just gives you weird vibes. So I wonder if they did that. I wonder, mind you, they did talk to everybody in the community, but I wonder if they went to the school and just did they see somebody acting different? Did she ever say something? It's just so many possibilities and so many things that could have happened, and it sucks because it was a day before her 5th birthday, and I really kind of do want to believe that theory of that little boy. He probably did grabbed her and taken her. Him and his dad, who's a sick person, saw Sofia and he told his son, go get that little girl, because mind you, kids, as kids we don't think another kid is gonna hurt us. Mind you, it does happen a lot, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It's so far-fetched that would happen. It must have probably been her cousins. How old were her cousins? Did her cousins were they questioned? Did they know somebody in school that they, did one of their friends had that dad, or that dad, or any kid that they just thought he was weird and they're trying to stay away from him? I wonder if they talked to her cousins and try to figure it out. But this case really is crazy because, one, she went missing the day before her birthday, and now her mom is gone. Her mom died not knowing what happened to her daughter. And I think that, yeah, she had medical issues, but I also think that missing her child, and I know where her child was at, I think that had a lot to do with it. And she just had a broken heart. I never believed people when they tell me you could die from a broken heart. But trust me, doing these type of story, I have learned that there's people that will die of a broken heart, not knowing where their child is, not knowing if their child is hungry, cold, Are they being taken care of? It's just so much things that will go through these families' minds, and I would never wanted to imagine how hard it is for them to keep going, because they have to keep going for their other kids and for their family. But I don't think it's an easy thing to do, and I just hope that with this website that they have for her, I hope somebody talks. I always say it. Someone knows something. Please, if you know something, if you saw something, no matter how small it is, come forward and speak. Speak to the police. Let them know. Give this family the closure that they need. It don't matter how small it is. People know. So if you lived in that area, you saw something, please make sure y'all could do it anonymous. We don't have to know who did it. We don't have to know who called in the tip. Just do it. This family needs closure. Sofia's mom is not here, and I couldn't even imagine what this family has gone through. And I know, like I said, I know her mom died of a broken heart. I have a daughter, and I would never want to imagine how I would feel if, God forbid, something happens to my child. I don't want to hear any comments or see any comments. Well, why did the grandpa did that? No. Especially back then, I feel like we all thought the world was, our neighborhood was safe. And mind you, it's a different era. 2003, I think we had a little bit of freedom, not as much, but you cannot blame no one. I don't want to hear or read somebody blaming, oh, the grandpa should have had checked her. No. Because they had said no, but then Sofia changed her mind. So it just really sucks. And I hope this family gets answered soon. I will be back with a new video, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos. If you know any kids missing case and that you want me to talk about, that you feel like it wasn't covered in the news as much as it should, or it didn't get any attention, please let me know. Write it in the comments, and I will definitely write it down on my notebook. You have a great day. Have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you later.